I am the robot. In this week's episode of Cartoon Buffoons, I'm your host, Wyatt, and who is here with me today, as always?
Hello, I'm Morgan. I'm Walter and Perry's adopted child after they got gay married.
And who is our very special guest for today's episode?
Hi, I'm Ava. I'm like if Nono from Die Buster kept working at that restaurant until she was 30.
Yeah, already starting off strong with a Die Buster
That's
reference,
pretty good.
baby. But all right, thank you for coming on, Ava. I know that you like your robots, so
My faith has been tested.
yeah. So I decided to get you. I was like, we're doing a robot show, right? Let's get them on for this robot show, and we're doing Robot Boy. And Morgan, we can stop doing this. We can stop Cartoon Buffoons, right? Like we can just stop making the show.
Man, dude, I want to stop breathing. Dude, fucking hell. I guess we gotta do the fucking.
Gonna talk about
What does this show mean to you? What does this show mean to you? Who's it? All that bullshit. This show sucks.
Me? To me?
Yeah. What does this show mean?
Yeah, you know what? I guess let's talk about Robot Boy. Ava, you're on here. Did you have any connection to the show before we made you watch it?
One night.
Oh, no.
I never saw the show when I was a kid.
Okay.
I never saw the show when I was a kid. By the time the show came out, I don't think I was watching television anymore. Like around 2007, I downloaded Steam and I was like, I don't need television anymore. Fuck this. Yeah, I was playing TF2 and World of Warcraft and RuneScape. That's where my mind was at. I was like, this kid shit. I'm done with it. But so yeah, I never watched this as a kid. But one thing me and my roommate have done recently is getting into those YouTube videos that are just like a slice of broadcast. Like,
I do love
just
those.
sometimes. Like if we're just like between shows, we're just like put on like a block from Toonami or whatever. And one night I was like, you know what? I want to watch a block from Cartoon Network I like just missed. Something that like just I could have seen if I was like 6 months younger. And there was some good stuff in it. There was a Class of 3000 episode that was great. It was hilarious.
I'm
Pretty
so
good show,
excited
yeah.
to watch that show and not this one.
I think there was like a Code Lyoko episode. Was yeah.
Good call.
Then,
the French are useless. Go ahead.
Probably Totally Spies. And then there was a Robot Boy episode, and I was like, okay, I know nothing about this. This robot on it looks like the fucking JetX logo, but people talk about him all the time. So let's hang out with Robot Boy for a bit. It was awful. Yeah. It was terrible. It was one of the worst things I'd ever seen. And I was just complaining about it on new Twitter all night and just about how much I fucking hated it. And I started getting attention from people who know about the show.
Dude, okay.
And that made me want to complain about it more.
The funniest thing is that whenever you get someone who defends Robot Boy, they do this thing that I love. Listen, look, Robot Boy has his flaws, like, and it names everything about the show. But I go, wait, buddy, what do you like about it? I think Robot Boy is a cool, interesting character.
Could be cool if he was in a different show.
No, he's not.
He
doesn't do anything.
No, you want Astro Boy. Just watch that. Or read the comics. Just like, that's what you want. Watch Pluto, for God's sake.
The idea of like, yo, listen, I love this show. I mean, I love this sandwich. The bread's moldy, though, and the meat's bad, and the sauce is rancid. And the cheese is bad, but I feel like if none of that was true, it'd be a good sandwich.
This one piece of lettuce is really good.
Yeah, it has a
crunch. I'm trying to think of what was that episode I watched, because I can't remember the name of it, but it was... I don't want to say his name.
Did it involve the G-Man?
I don't want to talk about him. I don't want to talk about the G-Man.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get back to that. Please hold off on talking about the G-Man.
Morgan, how about you? What's your history with this show?
Much like I think everyone in the United States, I barely saw an episode of Robot Boy and kept watching it because even as a child, I was like, this seems like shit.
Yeah. Yes.
Interesting. This is bad. So I don't have much of a connection to it. I tried to watch it. It sucked. I remember seeing his little, for lack of a better term, his little henshin sequence. That's neat. It's neat enough. And then I didn't watch it because the show just seemed bad, like really bad. So I didn't do it. Late in the future, I decided to let me watch a few episodes. Now that I'm I'm 16. I'm not 16. I'm 18. I'm 18. I'm cartoon pilled now. I love the animation business. I love all that. Let's watch Robot Boy. And I was like, ooh, bad still. Okay.
Yeah. I don't think I've revisited the show since I first watched it. Like, this is the first time that I've come back to it. And when I tell you I only ever watched one episode back in the day, the first episode, and thought, this is terrible, as a 10-year-old, and was like, no, don't want to watch this. Don't care. Camp Laszlo, peak. This, no. That was my barometer of quality. Still is to this day. But coming back to it, I was like, this show certainly is bad. I just know it's bad. And then I went into it being like, it could be good. Let's see if it's good. Watch the first episode again. Fucking horrible. It's just like, what is wrong with this show? and like, I'm trying to figure out. I looked through all of the production stuff I possibly could to try to fucking figure out what went wrong with this show. Like, if it's maybe a cultural difference. No, it's a UK show. Yes, it did have help from the French. But Gumball was a show that was a UK and French co-production, and that's totally fine. And a beloved show, I might find it annoying, especially in the later seasons, but otherwise, people like it. What the fuck went wrong here? I thought maybe if it was in French, maybe in the original language, it's better, because I know with other shows like Wakfu, for example, that has a really bad English dub, and it's much better just watching it in French, just because the pace of a French sentence, just like any of the Romance languages, is so much quicker than English, which is so droning and, tedious of a language to, to speak and everything.
C'est vrai.
Insane thing to say on a podcast where people that listen to speak English, but I get it. I get what you mean, bud.
Well, they're listening to 2-hour Teen Titans episodes, so they know what they are expecting.
Fuck, we should have just spoke French the entire time. I can. I'm lying. I understand French. I have to for work, but okay, so I do want to get into the show because I don't want to talk about the show long because I hate it. So, Robot Boy, everybody, for what it's about, if you haven't seen Robot Boy, which is you are one of the blessed few who have not seen Robot Boy, keep it like that for the rest of your life.
Cherish it.
It's about, imagine if Pinocchio, right? But instead, they
he's a robot?
Geppetto sold Pinocchio like a property to a child. And says, this child's going to teach you how to be a human. How to be a human.
From 1954? Like some kind of comic book from... What? Like a comic from... Oh,
it is also... It's like Astro Boy and also Pinocchio. And it's also not good.
It's also, and it's also like, what if they sold Pinocchio and the camera was on lamp with most of the time?
That's... Okay, so you notice it's like, it's called Robot Boy. When I tell you guys this show is not about that little motherfucker, I mean it from the bottom of my
This show should be Boy. It's just... There's not enough robots. What is going on?
Boy.
So the cast is Robot Boy himself, who is voiced by a white woman. This is important. Because we are getting the most racist, broken English Japanese accent I've heard in my entire. The way I knew this show was British when this happened. Yeah. it's the kind of racism that you get in America, but people will go, I don't know. But the British goes, mate, fucking amazing. That's Australian, Morgan. That was Australian. But anyway, it is the most racist accent. I don't even want to replicate it. I just want to say her predicates all fucked up during the thing. And he has his friend Tommy Turnbull off of him. This square-headed, ugly bitch.
It's Turnbull?
It's Turnbull. Yeah.
I thought it was Turbo.
Yeah.
Turbo would be way cool.
Yeah, that would be...
That make more sense. Why is it Turnbull?
No, he's doing the
Turnbull, these Brits.
He does the DuckTales thing. I could have been Turbo.
Yeah.
But no, like, and his whole deal is like he's a good boy who's going to teach Robot Boy about how to be human. And I want to be clear, while they're supposed to be equals and best friends, he does have a watch that turns Robot Boy off like a TV. It's
pretty fucked up.
And he shoves him in his backpack. It's really fucking weird.
That is super fucked up. Like, on a ethical level. like, some Isaac Asimov level. Like, is this okay to do this to a sentient being? Yeah.
Dude, yeah, we're equals, but I could turn you off whenever you talk too much. And that happens multiple times.
God, not now, Robot
and also,
Boy.
you got like 3.
And then fucking go unconscious for 7 hours.
We're putting you in the crystal, Robot Boy. I'm sorry, you gotta go in the crystal.
Get in the crystal. Get in the...
Don't cry, but come on, it's 1 second out here. It's gonna be a week in the crystal. It's just
only 1 week, man.
We're gonna say Ava about...
He's got a charge. Like, he's got like 3 hours of battery life. Dude, like, how sad must that be?
He can't live
and it's also
life.
like, and it's like a suppository joke every time they gotta put him in there.
Also, he ran on AA batteries. Dude, I'm starting to think the doctor who made him is a fucking moron.
Yeah. It always.
And then. Go ahead.
I was just trying to make a new Ibo.
Yeah.
I didn't know he could do all that.
I would say that, like, in general, like, I think the show pissed me off like many other shows that are ostensibly about robots, but then is actually about the stupid kids and their friends with a robot. Is that it's like Cubics or whatever, you know, is in that same category if anybody remembers that. It's just. I'm a robot guy. I want to see the fucking... Maybe it's because I grew up with, like, Beast Wars and stuff where there were no people whatsoever. And I'm fine with it in Transformers to a degree, like the kids...
Because at least the Transformers are people.
Yeah,
They're at least people. Transformers are at least people.
Yeah, and the Transformers and the humans usually interact with each other, like, to an equal degree and everything. But, I don't know. It's just... It just pissed me off then. It pisses me off now. I mean, we'll talk about it in a second here, like more about...
Robot Boy could be a gun. Like, he could have just been a gun. Like, he's basically just a weapon.
That'd be sick.
Also, in the rest of the cast, you also have... Now, this is the only black character voiced by the same white woman that voices the Robot Boy. I want everyone to be clear before I say this woman's name. This child's name. Lola Mbola. Now, listen. I don't know this is racist, but I feel that this is racist.
Yeah. I mean, I gotta say, with this character, like, first of all, like, I think in the first episode, they sort of introduce her and they immediately are like, the second that her and the Tommy Turner, whatever the fuck, the main character are, like, in the room together. She's like, oh, I love you so much. And I'm like, whoa, hold on. Slow your roll.
Where is it coming from?
You're like 10, first of all. Second, like, this is the first
Dr.
fucking
Umar
episode of the show. I don't know
who
you people are. I don't care about your dynamic. Why would I find this amusing or endearing or whatever? So really bad first impression.
And she never talks.
Yeah.
She never talks outside of those moments.
No, literally, like, there should be like an evil Bechdel test.
Yeah.
Like, and she would fail it. Like,
yeah.
Like,
genuinely, I found the first episode I watched. My fucking alarm. I forgot I set an alarm for this time to wake up for this. Sorry.
It's okay. No, yeah, it's good. That adds flavor. That's your Robot Boy on your desk, waking up and going, Tommy, Robot Boy hungry. Now imagine I said that in a really racist fucking accent. That's the whole show. Also, I don't know why Robot Boy talks to first person. That bothers me too. He's a robot. Why is he unintelligent? Go ahead, sorry.
The first episode I watched was called I Want That Toy, that heavily features their fake Crimson Chin knockoff. Because this show is also... The other thing about the show is just 4 other shows. They just sort of, like, hot dog together.
This is like if
she doesn't talk at all. She doesn't talk at all in that episode. She shows up, she doesn't say anything.
Dude, if you took the unfunniest episode of Fairly Odd Parents and the unfunniest episode of...
Like Jimmy Neutron and...
Like Jimmy Neutron and the unfunniest episode of South Park together, it'd be the show. And you might be asking yourself, Morgan, where the fuck did South Park come in? And that brings us to our last character in the cast, Gus, or the G-Man, whose entire bit is that he's just Cartman. He's just Cartman. but Cartman in a PG-13, in like a lower to P, in like a Y7 show. So he's not Cartman. He's just like exactly like him.
And I'm sure Rupert Dagus is like a cool guy or whatever.
His name is Rupert
Dagus. Or whatever. I'm sure he's a nice bloke.
I'm looking at his picture on IMDb. I want to
fucking Jesus Christ, do I want to punch this child in the face more than any other character that we've encountered so far in Cartoon Buffoons.
Hold on, I just saw his history. He also does a racist Japanese accent in the show for Constantine.
Okay, okay, well,
Rupert
that's what I was
is
gonna say.
Professor.
It's weird that they did get some Japanese people to voice like the main doctor guy, and then Dr. Kamikaze, the villain.
Awful name.
Truly terrible.
I don't.
That like one of those like so hack you can't believe it's real sort of jokes.
This is like Looney Tunes era racism. Sometimes.
I do want to say this. I want to bring this up as a huge Robocon fan. Maybe not a huge fan. As a fan of Robocon, the tokusatsu show, the Cartoon Network was going to make a show, like a cartoon, like similar in style to like this and Hi Puffy Amiyumi, based on Robocon. And a lot of people are like, that would have been so peak, blah, blah, blah. I'm like 100% sure it would have been racist as fuck if they would have done it.
They should have just got RoboCop and put some of it.
Yeah, they should have just dubbed it and put it out or something. I don't know, just like not done that. I'm glad they didn't go through with it because like even just the screenshots from production, I was like, I see those Asian people with the yellow skin and the squinty eyes, and I'm afraid. So
you can hear Tara Strong's whisper on the wind that she's gonna be voicing a character and doing a racist voice. My country needs me. What country is that? The South. I'm racist. just like, but yeah, Gus is evil.
Yeah.
The show's not great. Ava, I want to ask you: do you have a loaded question? Do you have a favorite character? You have a character that makes you go, "Ooh, I love this character. I love the show."
Yay or nay?
Oh, Ava?
No, I'm here. Unfortunately, I'm here. I'm like really searching.
Come on.
I'm searching the depths of my soul right now because I don't like to leave questions unanswered. Surely,
no is an answer.
Yeah, no is an answer. Right?
So
I guess we'll give you time to think because
I think the bully older brother had one or two jokes I thought was sort of funny.
No, you're right.
Maybe.
I like Donnie because he beats up the other kids.
Yeah.
He beats up the other kids. There's one episode where he thinks he murders Gus and he runs off on a fishing vessel, which was sort of okay.
Yeah,
I hate. There's a certain she is not annoying in terms of her character at all. But I can't stand looking at this young man's mom.
Oh,
because
hold on.
She looks exactly like him, but they put his head on a woman
but she is,
who's built like Miss Incredible.
Dog, she is. How fat her ass is crazy. I'm like, all right, everybody, let's put our cocks away while we draw the cartoon.
Look, I'll say this as the biggest MILF hunter in the entire room. That I don't understand. Like a lot of people are like, man, Robot Boy sucks, but that mom is hot. Like I constantly heard that. I heard that from like friends in real life.
Looks like her son.
Before, like when I talked about that, I was doing this episode, and then I was like, I don't know what you're talking. There are other. I feel like for a mom to be hot in a cartoon, you can't just draw a sexy picture, right? They need to actually have like a personality hotness. Or some kind of like investment in the show to like any degree. So like, if you want to beat it to her, sure. But like, otherwise it's like, who gives a shit? I
have something to post. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, I guess Robot Boy is the any episode that character? Just focused on him and not the fucking kids. I was like, which was very few and far between. I was like, oh my God, this is almost like a show that I could enjoy watching at some point. Oh, if only there was like another cartoon that was airing around the same time that was about a robot.
That doesn't exist.
And it actually like followed the robot as the main protagonist of the show. Anyway, too bad no such
Nothing
thing
about
exists.
That's not real.
Yeah.
I do want to post something that the viewers can't see because I don't want you guys to see it. But I was trying to find a picture of Tommy's mom because I do forget what she looks like. And I saw TF.
You made a grave mistake.
TF art of a man being turned into Tommy's mom.
Oh boy.
And this is gonna haunt me forever.
Yeah.
You know what? Shout out this person. You know.
Yeah, they are like, no therapy for me, thank you. We are doing this instead.
And they're valid. I think that's the thing. We're doing validity politics, and it's only if you are sexually attracted to the mom from Robot Boy. Thank you, everyone. But yeah, I think my favorite character is Proto Boy because when he showed up, I wish he would kill him.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Also, Proto Boy's like a wife guy.
Yeah. That's the three genders, guys. The three genders are Robot Boy, Robot Girl, and Proto Boy.
Yeah, that's true.
So by the way, I guess the Robot Girl. I don't want to talk about
Robot Girl. The Robot Girl. First of all, how fucking lazy is it to be like, what if it was pink and had a bow on, and that's the difference?
And a skirt.
Oh my God,
and
Jesus Christ. This is like Minnie Mouse from the 1920s, okay? Like, that's what we're at here as far as, like, gender dynamics.
They should have just made her pink. Just, like, don't even add the skirt and the bow, because at this point, I'm like, this is... Dude, I fucking hate this show. Okay,
or red. Or I mean, like, I'm thinking about, you know, other shows that might have inspired this, like, you know, Astro Boy, or like other like mecha shows like Mazinger. You know, it's like who have had like they have like very, you know, like Uran from Astro Boy is just basically just like a female version of him.
Yeah.
But like I don't know, like her role is to be like in
girl.
Just, girl, little sister, whatever. Whereas like, it's weird. The Robot Girl, her first episode is kind of like, oh, she's the more naive one to Robot Boy, and then he has to show her, which again, like, is actually kind of compelling because it doesn't involve the children. As soon as they show up, like 5 minutes into the episode, I'm like, all right, this is terrible.
Well, it's a commentary, right? It's like it's a retelling of Adam and Eve.
Okay.
As Robot Boy is a pure figure, and Robot Girl is made from his body, you know, like his rib, and she represents the temptation of doing things when you shouldn't, like the apple, you know.
Who is
Robot Boy actually is it's a very
in this allegory.
Of course it's Gus. What are you talking about? Robot Boy is a very Christian show when you like get into it.
And then the second Robot Girl episode, it's just like probably the worst version of the boys versus girls thing that I've ever seen, because they don't even like really commit to it, because Lola is such a fucking nothing character that I think you said it, Ava, that the biggest takeaway from that episode is like, maybe boys are logical and girls are emotional. Maybe that is what they're going for, but like, you know, which is bad.
My biggest takeaway from that episode is they forgot to come up with any other girl characters for Lola to be friends with.
Yeah, I feel like that would have been fairly easy to do too. Just like make a new one. You guys, this is a medium where you could just make a guy. Weird. That's like 80% of your fucking job.
Literally in the last episode we recorded, we were like, wow, the cast of female characters in Camp Lesso is so good that they not only are there multiple episodes only focused on them with none of the male characters, but we would have preferred a show with just those characters. You know?
Yeah, dude. Go ahead.
I love female B plot. I love female B plot.
It's so much fun in Camp Lesso.
I love forgetting that like sexism is like a real issue.
I forgot sexism is a thing.
I'll be watching the show like, oh man, this show has like a really cool like woman main character, and then I watch another show like, damn, the average person hates women. Holy shit! Oh my god. That's the main question. Would estrogen have saved Robot Boy? I hate this question. I hate it already.
Why are you talking like that?
Oh man, I'm sorry. I don't know, man. A few episodes ago, I called Wyatt an egg, and now this. I gotta get off Twitter. Yeah. I'm not even on Twitter. I gotta get off Twitter. I gotta get off Twitter too.
Stop following that goddamn Lancer guy.
Oh, okay, all right. I don't follow Orbital Dropkick. I do love his comic. I don't want to follow people that make things I like unless they're
yeah.
No.
That's good.
So final thoughts.
Yeah. So final thoughts on Robot Boy. It's fucking bad. How about you?
Not good.
You, Ava? You watched a lot of it. Do you want to give some like final?
I didn't watch that much. I think I managed to stomach maybe 10 episodes.
That's more
That's
than
so
me.
much more than me. Holy fuck!
Is that more?
I watched.
I did put them on. I put them on while I was like
Yeah.
cooking. I put them on while I was like cooking at like 1.5 times speed. So I do feel like I barely absorbed some of them.
Dude,
Why does Robot Boy, when he morphs, he gets Ricochet's mask from Lucha Lucha?
Dude, I fucking hate it, dude.
What was up with that?
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, I guess we should
stupid.
talk about that real quick. There is action elements to the show.
They suck.
Yeah, they're not good. They're not good. I will say that for some reason, like something happened between seasons. So the second season, Bob Camp got involved. So Bob Camp, he worked on Ren and Stimpy. Like that's where I know him from. And we've talked about like his involvement in pilots, and we've talked about the scourge of Ren and Stimpy influencing cartoon pilots in like the 90s and early 2000s, and everybody wants to do their own version of it, and literally 0 people have ever done it correctly. And Bob Camp, I'm sure you're very talented and deserve whatever in the industry. Terrible. Just like, what is going on here? Why is it like it gets even worse as it goes on? I don't know. It's just like such a mess of a show. I almost prefer. I don't know. I can't even say that I prefer it one season over another because they're both just so bad. Maybe the fantasy idea of what it could have been if it was like more of an action show could have been cool, but that's not what it is, and we just got this. So
I feel so bad because Bob Camp apparently is a sweet guy. He's fine, but like, I just don't think Ren and Stimpy was that funny.
Yeah. I mean, I bet he is like Jesus fucking Christ compared to John Kay, who's a psychopath and a pedophile. So,
when you guys go to like when we released the Cartoon Buffoons Bible, he's our like biblical Satan. And the Antichrist is he who should not be named that lives upon the loud house.
Yeah, we won't say his name.
But yeah, I feel so bad. I'm like, yeah, dude, I feel bad that like this sucks, but it sucks, and it's just not surprising. Robot Boy, not good.
Yeah,
not fucking good.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Anyway, so welcome everybody. We're here to talk about My Life as a Teenage Robot instead.
Yeah. Imagine me grabbing Robot Boy by his big ass head and then fucking booting him across the street. Also, I shoot Gus 3 times with a Beretta.
Air juggling Gus like a devil may cry.
I'm fucking spinning the sword. I'm Virgil, fucking doing judgment cuts on him.
So we're here. We're talking about My Life as a Teenage Robot instead.
This is the real thing we wanted Ava here for.
Yeah.
Literally, fuck Robot Boy. This is the real.
Yeah, we talked about Robot Boy for like 30 minutes, and I have no idea how long we're going to talk about this. But we started early, so who knows how fucking long we're going to be talking about this show. But let me get it started then. Ava, what's your history with My Life as a Teenage Robot?
See, when I was a kid, I thought Women was a really good gender.
Yeah.
Shout out to Women, one of my favorite genders. And there was a show that came on called My Life as a Teenage Robot, and I was always like, as a kid, I was very fortunate as a kid to not have been really attached to the whole boy thing from a young age. But I was still, like, afraid of the girly stuff. Mostly because it was bad.
Yeah.
Like, it was a noticeably lower quality. So I was sticking with Power Rangers for the most part. Which had girl characters, too,
like,
in it.
How about, like, Powerpuff Girls or something like that?
Powerpuff Girls was awesome. I loved Powerpuff Girls. Watched a ton of Powerpuff Girls.
I talked about this in the Powerpuff Girls episode, but I almost, like, came out to my father being like, I actually think Powerpuff Girls is funny, and then he was
nigga. What a way to start.
And then he was like,
what the?
Yeah, he was like, Mojo Jojo, I love him, and I'm like, yeah. So like, as a 5-year-old,
wait, pause.
Morgan, you've heard this story before. I said it.
No.
We recorded it in the
I've
episode.
heard the story. Bitch, I know I've heard the story before, but the way you just went, I came out to my father, and then like I know. No, I know, like, as a fan of the show, but nigga, you can't just go, I came to my father, and then just like,
no, I meant it as
an
intentional joke. I knew what I was saying.
Okay, all right.
Anyway, continue.
And yeah, My Life as a Teenage Robot came on one day. I think I did catch the first episode when that was airing new.
Oh, cool.
And it was instant. I loved it. I watched every fucking episode. I resonated with Jenny a whole lot. And I'm not just like, because like obviously people talk about robot girls like it's some sort of gender thing.
Yeah.
And I do think there's more to it than that, because I also think robots have autism. So that was big for me. And I fucking love the show. I've revisited it like 2 or 3 times now. I legitimately, before even knowing that this was going to be a My Life as a Teenage Robot podcast, rewatched the whole thing with my roommate not too long ago, and my roommate loved it. And I've made an episode guide for this show. You can find it on Tumblr, where I tell you, like, if you're looking for gender stuff, these are the episodes you watch. If you want to avoid a certain character, these are the episodes you can skip.
Oh man, here we go. Another podcast that's chaser phobic. Here we go. Oh man,
listen.
Hard out
I
here.
just want to get the information out there objectively. I don't skip them. I love things that are awful.
I fucking forgot that Sheldon is Axel from Kingdom Hearts.
Oh my god, he got it memorized.
Yeah.
No. And by memorized, he has your dead name memorized. Okay, enough, Morgan. Enough. Yeah, dude.
But yeah, Morgan, how about you? What's your history with the show?
My Life as a Teenage Robot. So, I'm gonna let me put my little hipster cartoon hat on. I remember the Oh Yeah cartoon.
Me too.
My Life as a Teenage Robot, like pseudo pilot show.
Yeah, with Jenny with like lipstick.
The little lipstick, and like she's a little thicker. Yeah. To be honest, I do love that fucking design. I think it's a really good. I think the new art style is better, but I do love that design of Jenny. I remember that short and thinking like, wow, this is really good. I also remember, what is his fucking name? I know this because it's in my notes. Give me a minute. But like, I remember
Rob
like
Renzetti.
Other work from the creator. Yeah, Rob Renzetti. Because I remember Mean an Account. Which anyone who knows me, I'm the vampire person. So Mean an Account was like a very like I remember that pilot going, oh, this is really good. But when I watched like the show proper on Nicktoons and stuff like that, man, just a fantastic show top to bottom. It felt like one of the only shows I could watch that understood what it was being inspired from. Like I loved Cyborg 009 and I loved Astro Boy and all that stuff like that at a young age, because my uncle is like a weirdo with that kind of like Japanese old school stuff. Yeah. And this was like the only show that felt like that and actually got what it meant to feel like that. You know?
I feel like that's what's so disappointing about Robot Boy is that Charlie Bean, who's the creator of that, also worked on Dexter's Lab. You would think, being amongst so many of the nerdiest people in existence, like Rob Renzetti, like Gennady Tartakovsky, Craig McCracken, all these people that are like super anime fans and everything, like in the 90s, would have like rubbed off on him and made him, you know, like get it and like make something that's like evocative of that. This, I feel like, really nails like its influences while still feeling like an American cartoon, but also like really tapping into that like kawaii aesthetic with like the character designs and everything. Like that is like the best way that I could describe Jenny. Like I think that's a key difference between her and the pilot and the main show, is that they like really kawaii her up, which is like at 100% the correct choice to have made.
So yeah, it gets the influences, but not on like a base, like little like pseudo base level where like, oh, they got to do the Japanese thing, like they have to do like no, you don't have to do like the old school and like accent stuff. Jenny is voiced by a Japanese woman,
whoa, oh my god.
On the gender tip, right? My gender is interesting. My gender is I'm a woman in the way a Digimon can evolve into a woman and then turn into a bigger dragon.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty cool.
I didn't pick up on the stuff in this show, so I rewatched. I'm like, oh, like when Rob Renzetti was told and went, oh shit, really? That was me with him. Like, oh shit, really?
Yeah.
Oh fuck, dude, this is she's transing her gender. Okay, yeah. So that was like, oh, okay. So like, it just made the show like mean more to me. So one of the shows that like every time I rewatch it, I come away with more. Even if there's some episodes I don't like, it's just like I gain more and more understanding and love for it every single time I go back through it. What about you, White?
Yeah, similar to you, I saw it from the pilot, you know, and and then when the show came out and everything, it was like I feel like being, you know. Like I mentioned before, that like being like 5 years old or whatever and being ashamed of watching a show with girls in the name and then telling my dad and then he was like totally fine with it was one of those things that just sort of like deactivated the, you know, the part of my brain that made me like averse to girly stuff or like things with girls in them. I mean, because like you said, Ava, a lot of the girly media that was released around the time, like direct-to-video Barbie movies or whatever, not very interesting to me. You know, one, I'm just not like a doll fan. If I buy toys, they're robots that transform into vehicles. So that's that's what I do. I don't even like vehicles why on their own, just robots that can turn into them or a gorilla. Like those two things.
Wyatt's talking a lot about having to come out as not sexist. But that is what the 90s were.
No, it kind of really, really was. Like, that's metrosexual existed as a shorthand of going, hey, I'm woke.
So watching this and then, you know, there's some other shows around this time, Kim Possible, you know, that I really enjoyed despite the fact, I guess, that it was centered around a female character. It just never really like bothered me. To the point where today it like really annoys me when they still have like a predominantly male cast in something and then there's just like a token female character, just because it's like, why would you like hamstring yourself, you know, to such like limit yourself to more possibilities or whatever.
Yeah, just like go all out. Like I think like it's just such a relic of the past that it's weird when it fucking happens.
And one thing I really love about Teenage Robot, and I always loved as a kid, is that it has like a coherency to its world and its rules while still having like a randomness and a chaos to it. So like it's a comediness to it. Yeah. The way that Jenny uses her powers feels very like, all right, there are rules to this. Like she can't, like there are certain things that she can and can't do. And there's certain ways that her body can be modified to like transform into a weapon or do something that like other shows would like break those rules or whatever. Like for example, in OKKO, a show that I love, you have Shannon and she can transform as well, but she can transform into like literally anything. She can just turn into like a tornado and attack you or whatever. Like, whereas Jenny, like her body has to like shift and transform as if it's like actually a robot, and then like space defying things will come out, cool. But like
it makes such good noises.
But it's that is really cool. So I just really appreciate that like tickles that like autistic part of my brain that just loves seeing transforming robots.
I also think like the design of all her stuff has like a very cohesive design to it. Like I love the color breakdown of all of her like little extra hands and limbs and stuff. To this day I'll never stop thinking about her mom going through the training of XJ9.
Yeah.
You must remember to use all of your things.
XJ9. I fucking love
stretchy arm and extendo fingers. Like, it's so good.
Oh man, you want to talk about hot mom characters?
Oh my god. I'd make her woke, bro. I'd make her woke.
Yeah.
Like, she would listen. Put. All right, might be out of order, everybody. Sorry. Put me in a room with Nora Wakeman, and she will never miss like that name her daughter ever again.
And
we're coming at that room. She's the biggest ally you ever met.
Oh man, in Escape from Cluster Prime, when her and Vexus are fighting, I'm like, oh, I'm so interested in your guys' backstory.
Oh, fuck you,
dude! Like, fucking Jenny, like this. Vexus, what? Did you fuck my mom? Huh? Did you fuck my mom, Vexus?
We're getting ahead of ourselves, but like, I mean, we already talked about Janice. Janice Kwae, amazing. Like, I talked about it even in the Hi Puffy Amiyumi episode, that she's just like such a good voice actress. You know.
I think what makes her so good is she has a and it's weird she hasn't been in more. She has a like shoujo quality to how she inflects and talks about things. Like, we could have put her in Nana today. And she would have been perfect. It's like she's like the perfect like inflection you need for someone who's like going through it or give a specific emotion. That's why she's so good as Shizuku in Hunter x Hunter. Is that like she's so good at like giving those like, I have depth and emotion, but also I'm just a girl, you know? I'm just a girl, and it makes me so happy whenever she's in anything, and she's this is like her at her best here.
And then like Candy Milo, of course, we talk about her like every fucking episode at this point about how good she is.
I think she might be the goat.
Yeah.
Like between like Foster's and like this and like, I'm like, damn, is Candy Milo just the best voice actress ever?
Yes,
Juniper Lee, is she just like the best ever? Like, what the fuck? Yeah. She has so much she can do. Her range is crazy. She may go in Coco, a deep character. Holy shit. Yeah.
And then, dear God, Lord in Heaven, Eartha Kitt as Vexus.
Dude, I'm thriving with lust over the Vexus. Dude, oh my god. I have never been this horny in my life for a character. Like, where you fucking turbo verges are talking about goddamn Hex Maniac or whatever gay shit you're talking about on the internet, I'm over here moaning for this bug robot lady. Like, oh my god, all I need is a chance. Let me drink the motor oil, please.
Oh man, yeah. So
she need a stud. Go ahead.
The cluster is such a cool, like, as like the main villains, like they're so fucking cool. I wish that they had more in the show. Like, that's like my biggest problem, is that before the movie Escape from Cluster Prime, there's only a few episodes with them, and then after there's like a couple episodes, like one, maybe two episodes.
Yeah, but the side villains are so good. I wouldn't trade. I don't know if I'd trade any of them.
I just wanted more episodes with like Smitus and Krakus. Like, I just love those characters so much. They're so. I just have like I just love, like, I love bugs, robots, like robot bugs, robot bug people.
All of it.
All of these things, you know. Bees are cool.
I guess we are leaving out the other.
Yeah. That's why I was saying, like, getting ahead of ourselves. But like, you know what this show has that fucking Robot Boy didn't? Good human friends for the robot character.
Oh my god, they're so. I think,
and a name.
Yeah, me and my friend Rexy, friend of the show, been on a few episodes. We talked about Brad. Chad Doric as Brad is maybe like y'all got gender from Jendi. I got gender from that.
Yeah.
I'm like, first of all, that's a woman, and that's me. I love Brad so fucking much. He's funny. He's a stupid friend, but not in like the Flanderalization stupid way. And except for a few episodes he gets it like that. But he's like so funny, and him and Jenny have like the greatest just friendship I've seen in the show. It's so good. But the real MVP is Tucker.
Yep.
Tuck is he's so fucking funny.
He's so funny.
And
it's great.
Yeah.
It's awesome that he like starts as like he doesn't trust Jenny at first. He's like, this is a fucking robot.
Evil robot.
See what these things do. And then he loves her because, you know,
she's fucking cool.
She almost kills him.
Like Bragg, like, Tuck, are you okay? You almost killed my brother. Jenny, that was so fucking cool, bro. Like, just starts losing his mind. Tuck is so good. He also gets some of the greatest gags in this show. Because he's like smart as he is small and kind of evil. Yeah. He's like he has my favorite balance in a cartoon where you have a character who like is a good person, right? But they have enough evil to make them the funniest human being to ever live.
Yeah.
I'm just calling to say I love you. What?
They're so I just love these characters so much. I feel like they are a very underrated part of the show. If only because people love Jenny so much that's like
because people love Jenny maybe a little too much.
But like people like hyperfixate on her, which is fine, you know, but like they basically only talk about the show from her perspective. Even like Nora is talked about a lot less, and then like Brad and Tuck I feel like are just like, oh, they're like the tag along, whatever, blah blah blah. No, I think that they're like an essential part of how good the show is, and it proves that the show is like, you know, like how well made it is that it can walk this tightrope. Also, how much confidence this show has in itself, that it's like, no, Jenny, she is the main character. Like, she is who we're following. Yeah. She's what the episodes are about. You know, every so often you get an episode that's like from the POV of one of the other characters, but for the most part it's from her perspective. And we have these other characters, and we're not just using them as a crutch to like get you on board. I'll give an example from a show that I brought up a few times, but early on in Star Versus, because the people making the show or whatever, like the network, Disney, was afraid that boys wouldn't be interested in a show that was about like a magical princess. They were like, all right, you can have Star, and then there's Marco, but we can't just have them alone. You have to come up with a bunch of like other random boy characters that are friends with Marco. Star can't have her own like female friends that in that cast. It has to be through Marco that like these other boy characters are brought in. They're fucking terrible characters. Like they're dropped in like season 2 and like basically never show up ever again. And like the show's much better because of that.
Because I think it comes to like when you have a cast of like, and there's a lot of supporting cast of My Life as a Heater's Robot, but when you understand this like 3 character way the show does with like Jenny, Brad, and Tuck, right?
Yeah.
It allows you to have this thing where I like to call the everlasting effect when it comes to cartoons. We talked about it before on other shows, where you can make new scenarios and understand how they would all react because the characters are so strongly written. Yeah. Jenny, Brad, and Tucker, like their relationship and like how they relate to each other, I understand it so well, and the show makes it clear so well their dynamic that you can say any situation, I can tell you how all 3 of them will behave in it. And I think that's like that's fucking hard to do. It's hard to write characters strong enough where fans walk away having like a deep, real understanding of them in other situations. And I think that's why I think that's why like we don't need more boy characters for Brad and Tuck, because like they're friends and like Brad is like relatively popular and Jenny's popular. That's the trio, you know. That's the trio. That's why we didn't need another character.
Hanger on.
All right, how do we feel about Sheldon? Ava, I'll start with
you. There's 2 people.
Well, I
here.
said Ava. Sorry.
Yeah, Ava. Yeah.
I heard you.
Yeah.
Okay. Sheldon's awful. I sort of love him.
Oh God,
I sort of feel that way about him, but mostly because when I was watching this with my roommate hated Sheldon. So every time Sheldon was on screen, I got to have my sideshow of looking over my roommate and watching them be massively uncomfortable. And also, like, they fucking love to play that line because I think they know how terrified you are of Sheldon.
Yeah.
Because it's like, rewatching the show knowing they don't get together makes it feel a lot safer. But when the threat that they could get together is present, it's terrifying. It is a mortifying experience. But for the most part, Sheldon gets the shit kicked out of him. There is genuinely one fucking episode where by like a single misunderstanding they don't date. And it is the most painful experience for that young man ever. And I love that. But but also fuck that
Yeah.
guy. I will say though, if the last episode with Sheldon in it had been good old Sheldon, my opinion of him would have been 10 times, because that episode's great. And the idea of an episode where Sheldon is an old man who hates Jenny is so funny.
Yeah.
I think it's insane. Like when I heard like, oh, we didn't know there was like a trans allegory thing in the show. That's crazy to me, because Sheldon might be the most legitimate, real writing of a chaser I've ever seen in television. Like, I'm like this, okay, I can buy you didn't know Jenny with the robot stuff, whatever. It's crazy y'all didn't know y'all made Sheldon.
Yeah.
This man is like this more, look, I'm not doing the internet thing of chaser means person that likes trans women. That's not what I'm saying. Sheldon only likes Jenny because she's a robot. There is nothing else.
The only other this is how trans women chaser coded he is. The only people Sheldon professes attraction for is robot women and men.
Yeah, no,
that guy.
It's insane. I'm like, guys, this is crazy. Like, he's like, yeah, isn't she so
Sheldon
cool?
got so mad. Sheldon got so mad when Bridget came out.
Yeah.
I like this. No, come on. You're a racist femboy. Like, and he's on. No, he would do that. Oh my god, I'm getting sick. But no, like another example. He's like, look at her. She's so much stronger and like more cool and understanding than a normal girl. And I'm like, Sheldon, you can't say that. That's weird. You can't say those kind of things. It's because she's a robot girl that she understands me better. You can't say that, Sheldon. That's fucking crazy. Like, I'm like, how do they not know?
Yeah.
Also, the first episode he gets introduced, they fucking incel pill him. I'm like, fuck off!
The guys that are like, with the noose around his neck and stuff like that.
I love the Lonely Hearts Club gang.
I truly think that episode awful. Hate Sheldon. However, it is objectively one of the funniest episodes. Just like, take this, Darla. Hey, boss, you didn't date Darla. Oh, I guess I just gave up on it too early because no woman could ever love me. And I'm like, fuck off.
I think this show like has such a good season 1. Like,
it does.
Like a lot of shows, like, oh, season 1 is okay, and then season 2 is really when it gets going. Like, this season 1 is just like immediately like, bam, they've nailed it. There's so many good episodes in season 1, and they do like a really good job of like establishing the world. Now, that is to say, season 2 is very good, and it does, there's like a lot of my favorite episodes in there. Probably one of my favorites, just from a concept, is the one where Jenny gets a boyfriend, and it's like this like himbo kind of robot guy, and then it slowly learns that he's not like a humanoid robot, he's a dog robot. And then her like having to cope with, well, I guess this is my life now. Maybe I can learn to love and appreciate this. It's just like so cute and so funny. I just love that character. And then
they also like evolve the world and also the characters. They start introducing one of the funniest traits to Brad, which is that he's a little bit insecure about not having powers or doing cool shit. And I love that that's not a trait from the beginning, as he's pretty cool with just being a teenager. Yeah. But then the more he sees Jenny do stuff, he's like, hold on.
Yeah.
This whips. I kind of want to do shit too.
Yeah, I like that this is like a kind of a superhero or comic book world. It's not like a completely normal world with Jenny as the only like strange thing.
No, yeah, because they have villains and heroes. Yeah,
so
cool.
Like him joining the Skyway Patrol and everything is just like, oh yeah, there's like these other avenues to becoming a hero and everything. And then like, yeah, there's other non-robot or science-related villains. There's like the lesbian biker gang, which is like very good. That's just like, what a good concept for villains. Them showing up. Just like these.
There's lettuce, sludge, ogre,
yeah,
Tammy!
Yeah, just these.
Oh, Tammy's so
these
hot.
femdom, like.
Dude, they got a nigga on a leash, bro. They got a nigga on a leash. They leading her. I'm like, yo, can y'all show this on the TV for kids? just like, and I'm like, oh, is he like a dog alien? No, he's sentient, bro. He can talk and ambulate. Also,
that is a member of their species.
Yeah, that's a member. They just put him on a leash. Also, side note, you did mention it. Tammy is so fucking hot. Brad is gay as shit. I think we should get this thing. Like,
Arrow, Ace, Weirdo, Common, Brad, L.
Yeah, like, oh, no, guys, no. She's a sexy frog lady snake lady that wants to put me on a leash. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Move over, gay boy. I'm about to fucking jump.
That's like the only episode I can think of where people that ship Jenny and Brad, it's like, okay, I can kind of see where you're coming from, just because like how upset Jenny is at like the wedding situation, everything.
She gives him a little kiss on the cheek, just like a little.
So it's like, obviously it can be completely platonic. I'm not saying, it's like 100% canon or whatever, but like I'm like, that would be a better like relationship than with Sheldon. Jesus.
No. What's going to happen is Brad is just going to transition later, and will just be Jenny's lifetime roommate and friend. That
should be good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then Jenny can be with either Misty or Vega, whichever one she's feeling, at that moment. So.
Oh, well, we got to talk about specific. This show has, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, the single best bullies in any cartoon. Britt and Tiff. Okay, first thing, Britt and Tiff are cousins who one is black and one is white, right?
Right.
But the voice actors are swapped. So Moira Quirk is voicing the black one, and Cree Summers is voicing the white one, which I think is objectively the funniest way to commit it. It's very good. And they are once British, and I don't know why.
Yeah. See, like,
and their whole deal, like, they're like, we fucking hate Jenny because she's a weirdo. She's weird and strange, and she has no swag and no riz, and I think she should kill herself. That's every episode with that.
Yeah, the like beginning of season 2, I think, when they're having like a fashion off.
Fashion
it's
war,
so good.
Victim of fashion in all time.
It's so fucking good. I just love like competition episodes in anything that don't have to do with like actually literally fighting. Like,
yes.
It's just always good. And fashion shows are always like fashion contests, always fantastic. So,
I think it also was just a chance for all the artists to go, what's the coolest ways we could draw Jenny? Because they kill it.
Yeah.
Jenny's hair and the styling, they were having a fucking ball behind the scenes. I know it.
That is something that like a lot of robot media really fucking misses out on, is that you can put clothes on your robot. You can have robot clothes installed on your robot as a part of them. This show thinks about accessorizing in a way I really, really appreciate.
Man.
Like, it's just the... Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, like, yeah, just like
Some familiar
more Cree Summer is always good. So...
Yeah, just the Crust Cousins and just her performance. I think also across the board, this show is not afraid to play with Jenny's looks and what she can do in a way that, like, you could tell that, like, this is an art pervert show. This is a show where everyone involved was just like, I just kind of want to draw sometimes. Like, I just want to, like, I think another great example of that is when Jenny's siblings show up.
Yeah.
And they're just like, how many fucking robots can we design that look, if you squint, like Jenny, but not really? And I'm like, yes. This show this one of those shows that, like, makes me want to draw.
Yeah.
It makes me want to just sit down and, like, open up a canvas and just fucking draw.
I think I love every single one of her sisters. Like, I think every single one is, like, very cute in their own way. Even the one that's just like an eyeball that's just like walking around, like
that falls apart. Yeah,
it's just like, I don't know. They're just so good, so well designed, and it's like just such a good plot point that, like, these are these other like prototype models as they're like working their way up to XJ9.
Yeah. I love the one that's just a gun.
Yeah.
That one's also really fucking cool. It's like, I'm like, where were you at, Wakeman, when you designed that one? You were like, fuck it. It's a gun. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, they do so many episodes with, like, Jenny trying to experience, like, things from a human lens. And, like, one thing that I love about her, like, from early on, and I feel like sticks through this series, is that while she is a teenage girl and she does get, like, embarrassed and everything about the shenanigans that she gets up to, or like making a fool of herself or whatever. There is this like naive optimism that she has very consistently, that she doesn't understand how like awkward or embarrassing she's being at first. That's very endearing. It's like a very like good trait to like get you on her side. And then there's some episodes where, you know, there's like the episode where she gets like the giant ears, but then there's also like the episode where she gets like, she wants to have the sensation of touch, so she gets like the nerve endings put on her body. And that episode's so fucking funny because it's just like, it's like, it's so miserable, like to be a being that has felt nothing, like no sensation, no pain, whatever, finally like having to deal with it, and like how miserable like of an existence that is. So,
and my girl, a real one, she keeps wanting her.
She's a fucking freak, bro.
They somehow didn't know she was trans, but she got an armpit thing. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like that's like, this show seems decidedly unhorny towards Jenny. You know, like I feel like that's like a really important factor, because like we've talked about other, you know, it's not out of the realm of possibility for kids shows for the creators of the shows to have their dick in their hand while they're drawing a character or whatever. Like,
it's usually the opposite.
Because like, for example, great shows, but all of the like Bruce Timm Paul Dini shows, like all the women, that was like, come on, dude.
He.
It's definitely, it's one of the testaments to the show that I think the women in the show, they look like cartoon characters,
but they're
as opposed to being like, oh, they look like cartoon characters of women.
Exactly.
First,
that's what pisses me off a lot in.
But they are.
Yeah, that's what pisses me off a lot in like a lot of kids shows and like those kind of cartoons, is that they're like, oh, the boy characters, they get to be these abstract cartoony shapes and everything, but the women have to be like this idealized like body of a woman. Even Jenny is like, she is like a very feminine design, but she is made up of like all these geometric shapes, you know.
She's kind of bricky, like Morgan, come on.
She's also like 6 foot something. She's like tall as hell too, because she's a robot.
6.5 foot robot.
Okay, before we talk about like the side character show for like one-off episodes or like two-off episodes in the cluster, we got to talk about the music. Whenever we get this, I know we're gonna get a good show. Whenever I have this go say, hey, here's a section for the music, is when I know a show is cooking.
Amazing theme song.
This theme is crazy. Like, listen. First open line, 5 o'clock. Gotta call. I'm locked in. I'm sit down. I'm a laser cross. Like, yes, we're about to hear a peak. Let's go. Let's do. Play the song.
Yeah.
It's. With a strafe of 1,070 men, I guess I really shouldn't complain.
It's so like perfect for that time period. I feel like it just hits that like exact note of like what of that time period and like that tone and everything that they're going for. They just fucking nailed it. It is just like such a good like Y2K era, you know, theme song, and it just like makes me think of like other. I mean, we just talked about Juniper Lee, also great theme song. It also makes me think of another one from around this time, Kim Possible, banger theme song.
If you want what some other stuff that the guy worked on, this one's probably for you, Wyatt. Apparently, Peter Lear, I think his name is pronounced, did a lot of the songs for Animal Jam.
Okay.
So like that's the fucking Muppets, the Muppets, like the Muppet, like so like for that product and stuff like that, and like Muppet songs usually go crazy, guys. You know,
we haven't gotten to talk. We've done a little bit of Muppet discussion because of Sheep in the Big City had like a lot of Muppet stuff in it, but yeah.
Also wrote the Magic School Bus theme, which
another banger. Dude, PBS was fucking killing it. Arthur is like god tier opening theme, you know, a fucking reggae song in this kitchen. Like, come on, This is amazing.
Everybody walking at the street.
Everybody dot
God,
TV.
but yeah, like also looking at this guy's cards again, fucking Cyber Chase, dude.
Good shit.
This motherfucker cooks.
Yeah.
This motherfucker like, yeah, put me in the stew. Put me in the stew with his opening. But yeah, the music's so good. Also the insert music. This is another way that like this show gets across its vibe of the like robot Art Deco / Art Nouveau style, is that some of the music is, I wouldn't say it hits like the traditional jazziness all the time, right? But there's the underlying tones and vibes of it in the background that really sells what it's going for. Especially with title cards. A lot of the title cards for My Life as a Teenage Robot, like will have like a really chill song going around, or like a dramatic one that like makes the like sells the theme and that the show's going for. I'll post some of it, but there's some like really fucking like evocative imagery for some of the title cards. Like I'm talking about like tattooed on my fucking arm.
It looks so fucking good.
The communist mouse.
I just love seeing the communist logo like in any children's cartoon. It's always good. In general, like the Art Deco style of the show is so fucking good. The fact that it feels like it's, it is very similar to Astro Boy, similar to what we were talking about with Robot Boy, but like it feels like it's similar to it because they're both pulling from the same time period, because Astro Boy was made in the 50s and this is pulling from that time period. It doesn't just feel like a cheap clone of the thing with like modern cartoon art. It feels like they're doing like this intentional throwback, even more of a throwback than like Dexter's Lab was to like that era, because they have like the big like Mickey Mouse 30s like rubber hose cartoon eyes with the like little highlight in them and everything.
I think it's a case of, instead of like they knew they wanted to be like Astro Boy, they knew they wanted to have that vibe, right? But instead of just copying that or like learning off that, they decided to take it a step further and go, wait, what is this show inspired by? This show's inspired by Disney, by the Mickey Mouse stuff. Let's go back to that and then do what the Astro Boy people did. Let's make robots based off of the art style from this. Yeah. And I think it gives it more of a natural feeling. And like, I also believe in doing that for my own art. If I want to do something that looks like blank, I'm like, well, why don't I look at it to see what they were inspired by instead of just doing what they did. I am such a I've been posting it a bit. I am such a sicko for this hard-edged dither brush they use for the backgrounds. Yes,
it looks so good. It looks so good. This this fucking dissolve brush. It's so simple and it adds so much texture to the background.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's a digital show, but it has so much texture to it, which I feel like a lot of like digital era animation like just doesn't have. I don't know. It's just is like such a good looking fucking show. Like character designs, style, everything, audio, visual design, everything about it. It just is like so expertly made. And I know it got 3 seasons, and I should be happy that it even got 3 seasons. But I feel like it should have gotten like 6 seasons or something. It should have gone on way longer than it did.
I'm gonna put listen. I'm also one of those people who I like it when things
That's
end.
true. Yeah, I agree with that.
I have learned to I think a lot of us who are, us dang millennials, we have sort of an inflated idea of how long cartoons should go for, because the biggest shows when we were kids were like SquarePants and Fairly Odd Parents that have gone on for 20 seasons. So I think our idea of what a show could go to is a bit inflated. So I like to aim low.
Yeah, I do.
But I'm thinking I want a revival season. I think I want a spin-off.
I want a movie.
I'm thinking
I want a movie.
I want a movie. We definitely got to have the Netflix movie.
I would love if they did like a Enter the Floor Pit style,
maybe a bit more
like Netflix movie that's like a finale. I can't believe they gave a proper finale to fucking Invader Zim. Can you believe? Like, because Jonan Vasquez is such a troll towards all of his fans. Anybody who likes Invader Zim is always like, fuck you, fuck Invader Zim, fuck Gurr, etc., etc. And then he's like, okay, I actually just made a really good ending for Invader Zim. Yeah, and the fact that it was focused on Dib instead of Zim as like the main character, I think was a good call, because it... Yeah,
it's great. I loved it. It's one of my favorite all-time characters.
Yes, but yeah, I know. I think there's very much room here, and also people fucking love this show.
Yeah.
Like they love this show. There is no joke. Maybe 13 pieces of fan art posted a day from this fucking show.
Yeah.
People are still talking about it, still thinking about it.
I would say 100% the most. Hold on, let me move closer to my mic. 100% the most iconic role that Janice Kwae has done. Like I really can't think of any. Like I know she's been in a lot of anime and games and everything, but like very minor or like secondary characters. This is the one where it's like you could call her up and she'd be like, absolutely, I will be Jenny again. But that's the thing. Like I don't want like a revival or spin-off that just like goes on forever. I didn't want this show to go on forever. It's just that like I feel like it's weird that they had this big movie in the second season that felt like it wrapped up a lot of things. You know, they kind of beat the main villain and everything in that movie. And then they have a third season, which is still very good, though there is some hit or miss episodes in it. But it just feels incomplete. Like, it just feels like another season of the show that just ends.
Like, I think what we need is, let's say, 13 more episodes, which means there's going to be 26 segments, because half, if you do it like that. And 4 episodes of a team thing, and then a movie. Yeah. And then I'd be set. And I'd be fucking set. So anyways, let's talk about the side characters that aren't in the main cast. We should start with one I want to get real quick. This isn't a real side character, but there's the, Silver Shell?
Oh, yeah. What a good...
Iron Shell. So, yeah. It's basically Sheldon and Robot Face. Yeah. I don't want to talk about it.
It's Sheldon and Robot Face, and he made it to be like, this is what guy robots are like. And then it's just like the most douchey possible. Like, it's so funny. I can't imagine that they were like, yeah, Sheldon was good for doing this, you know? Like, because they must know how shitty it was for him to be like, I'm going to do this, and then, you know...
I think so, because they poke fun at it
constantly
in the third season.
Yeah, he starts
in the third season. They're like, we're not bringing that.
Dude, he starts screaming at his Chad Sona sometimes when he's alone in his room. He's like, God damn it, why can't I? Like, Sheldon got dysphoria, but also is racist, so I don't feel bad for him. Sheldon, literally hang yourself, Sheldon. I'm sorry, I fucking hate him so much.
Not like big reoccurring characters, but. Like, I always found it funny that the Armageddroid episode and the Kilgore episode were paired together. Because
they're such funny episodes.
Yeah, they're so good. Armageddroid, that's probably one of my favorite episodes of the whole show, just because it's, like, genuinely, like, oh, shit. Like, it's, like, actually, like a...
You get to see those magazines. Yeah. You get to see the magazines with Nora.
It's so good. and then, yeah, Kilgore, Tara Strong being, you know...
Rare good Tara Strong performance, because she's being mean.
Yeah.
She's being, fucking annoying, so it works perfectly. Yeah. That's really good. We also have, like, we talked about the cluster.
So annoying. Well, so is Tuck.
Yeah. God. We talk about the cluster. So you talked about Smitus and we talked about Rex and Vexus. They're really good. I think my favorite character design in the show, but that's not like a sexy alien lady, is the cluster bug robots. Like, just the little bug robots.
So good.
Just the little stink bugs.
They are so funny, and they get brutally murdered in the most vicious ways possible every episode. Yeah. And it's so funny. Jenny starts doing things that I think are ill-advised to those robots. It's I'm like, hey, Jenny.
Gohan killing the Cell Juniors, and it's like, all right, man, you gotta calm down.
I think one time she almost exactly does that. Like, she just, like, cuts one of them, and I'm like, Jenny, relax, please. It's really good. I think also when we get to, meeting Vexus's daughter and all that stuff, and Jenny has a situation with her. It's real interesting, isn't it? I'm like, huh. Jenny, how do you feel about her? How do you feel about Vega?
Yeah.
What's up? Y'all, you don't have to like boys. You already did the first hard part. You picked your name, you did everything. You can realize you don't have to like boys if you don't like them.
Yeah.
Brad doesn't count.
I'm not gonna stand for this bisexual ratio.
Well, then sit down. I'm kidding. No, but yeah. And we have the is it Team Team? I said the name right? It's Team Team. Right?
Team Team.
Yeah.
Team Team. I love that toothpaste guy. That's such a good design. That's great.
I think Team Team works so well because we really don't get to see a lot of other superheroes besides Jenny for the most part until that happens.
Yeah.
Like, and it's so nice to see them, and Jenny's like, hey, come on, we can't do this. You can't abuse your powers. And they're like, what are you, high?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean we can't abuse our powers? What the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah.
And Misty is one of the character designs of all time. I love her fucking bang. I love her weird powers. It's so fucking good.
Yeah, they're so ahead of the curve as far as like cool as fuck female characters in general. You know, just like making them like cool characters first, and then like then that are also girls, as opposed to like your whole character is that you're the token girl character. You know, so like that's one thing that really appreciate about this show and other like female-led shows like of this time period is that unlike the boy shows around this time period, they actually like gave a I mean, like literally we're about to do Ben 10 soon, and that is just like
all right
that's just like, oh, Gwen is the annoying cousin, like her whole character trait is being annoying, and like, oh, this girl is always a buzzkill.
Why it's about to make me defend Ben 10?
Okay,
stop
look,
it.
I like
fuck you.
Alien Force.
Nigga, fuck you. Gwen is more layered than just being annoying. I should kill you. Her Ben's personality is. I'm not getting into it. We got an episode for this. I'm not getting into this.
We'll get into that.
Fuck you. How's that? That's my review until we get there. Yeah, but do you have a favorite side character, Ava? Like a side character like you just like exists in your brain and bounces around?
It probably is Misty.
Yeah.
She's nasty, but she's a union girl. She has her boundaries for like what she does for free. And that's what I want in the revival season is I do want to settle that where it's like, no, she was like sort of right about that. She was cold, but she was totally right about that.
Yeah.
Like she should get paid, like, cuz like Jenny has I shouldn't get into my labor politics like this. I'm just trying to find a screenshot of these two holding hands. I found it, by the way.
Yeah, but no, like it's true. I think Jenny just has to move out of her mom's house, and then she'll understand that, like, hey, this is your only way to support yourself. You know, college isn't really in the cards for you or anything, Jenny. You should get paid for saving the world consistently.
Yeah.
And then Squish is there.
I think
non-binary toothpaste.
If I had to choose like a side character, I mean, there's so many fucking characters that are so good.
Smitus is good too. Actually, I like Krakus.
I love Krakus and Smitus. Again, like I would kill for more episodes like focused on them. Krakus especially, I feel like gets very little, unfortunately, but he's just like such a good character design, and I love him as I just love kooky adventure characters.
Yeah, me too.
And Smitus is so cool as a big beetle guy with the pompadour as
big
the horn.
Steve Bloom beetle.
Big fucking Steve Bloom. It's so good. And
that
go on.
Oh, so fucking
yeah.
But yeah, those guys are great. The show keeps adding characters, side characters and stuff, and every time I add them, I'm like, God, this is just such a fucking cool character design. Like, you just did another really great design. I'm like, yeah, okay, more. Like, there's so many villains I show up for one episode, and I'm like, yeah, that guy's. I'm obsessed with him. Like, why?
I love the Mudslinger.
Yeah, the Mudslinger is like the funniest guy. Like, this is out of nowhere. Just like, this is old evil man with his little pen, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, it feels like reading a 40s comic sometimes.
Yeah,
we're just like, you can imagine a cover like this. Jenny has to deal with the Mudslinger. Like, just like it would be on the cover. Yeah. It's great.
My favorite side characters are the mechanics that give Jenny a makeover.
Oh my god,
they're so supportive. I love them.
Like, oh, that's like the big transgender episode, isn't it? Like,
that's one of them. Yeah, I think so.
Just also
that's the positive transgender episode. Raggedy Android, that's the dysphoria episode.
Oh, that episode is really good, but it doesn't make you a little sad, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Makes you feel a little bad. Makes you feel terrible in the heart.
I'm like, ugh. But it be like that. It do be like that.
It does like that. And also Tucker screams about that wheel, and that's really funny.
But that design for Jenny with the red and like the flames, it's so good.
Yeah.
It's
so cool.
it's so good.
I do really like Melody, the like other robot girl that shows up and is like a love interest for Brad. Just because I love characters that are like very like sweet and unassuming, but are actually like psychotic monsters or whatever underneath. That she turns into like a war machine, basically, like an Iron Giant-esque like kill bot, and that's just cool as fuck. Like I'm always a big fan of that when like a character has like these like wild mood swings and can go between being very like sweet and caring to like I'm going to fucking kill you now. That's just
there should have been an episode with Melody and Brad and I almost called him Chasers. I think it was fucking Sheldon. There's an episode like Brad's like, yeah, I like you even. I don't look. Being a robot's not important to me, and Sheldon's like, not important to you. What are you, gay? It should be important to you. It's really hot and cool that she's a robot.
Yeah.
I wish he was like a little bit more like clocky as a robot, and then fucking he has to beat up Sheldon. I think he should just beat Sheldon to death.
Brad and his stealth girlfriend.
Oh my god, Brad and his stealth girlfriend. That's the episode title. I'm gonna edit every Wikipedia page and call that episode Brad and his stealth girlfriend. Fuck.
So one thing, what else have we not talked about? Because we talked about like pretty much all the characters and all the like episodes here and there. Is there any?
Is there any?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. Is there any like? Oh, I guess there's one thing. I think it's cool. The episode where Jenny has to fight a monster in Japan and speaks Japanese to the people and all that stuff. And I think the episode's really fucking neat. I think it's really neat and cool.
Yeah, and the fact that she's like stuck speaking Japanese, like,
yes,
and then having to like try to like, hose it,
so
like,
it's so funny. That's the way to talk to the animals.
Because like it's very easy to understand it.
Yeah,
just stupid Americans and then just get it's so fucking funny. Just
like it's so patronizing and like it feels like like a very observed like immigrant experience of like this person's just like very clearly communicating exactly what they want, and the other people are just being like willfully ignorant because they're like, I'm just gonna shut down at the insinuation of somebody speaking a different language, not even gonna try to connect with them or be like, you're doing very good, like stuff like that.
I think the other episode that has like another like Japanese bent to it that's really fun is whenever the episode where Tuck gets the what's it called, the pet kaiju, and Tuck's like, you want more water? Yeah, and it's like
it's the same episode.
Yeah, it is. Oh yeah, you're right. It is the same episode.
Yeah, that's Speak No Evil.
Yeah, it's so funny. It's like, you want more? You want more water? And just is like torturing it, and Tuck's like, I don't know what's happening.
Oh, that's cool.
There's so many episodes.
No, it's great because the problem is solved because they both speak Japanese.
Yeah, just like, okay, there we go. It does bring me to like the thing I hate about Robot Boy again. Like this, why can't Robot Boy just perfectly speak English? Yeah, you're a fucking robot. Just download it. Yeah, dude. What are you talking about?
Fucking, like anything, like maybe he only has Japanese in his language center, whatever. Like, and he speaks that. Fine, whatever, anything. Just don't make him talk like that. Like, come on, what are we doing here? So. Yeah, but anyway, Robot Boy fucking sucks. This show is very, very good, though.
This very, very good. I love a transgender robot show as a Transformer fan and as a trans of gender.
I think that robot shows like I feel like you really have to be a dumb motherfucker to not see trans reading in like any kind of like robot show or something about like any kind of like fish out of water, like alien on Earth kind of story, like any of these things where it's like, that there's this sense of yearning for belonging and etc.
Yeah.
I also feel like a war machine trying to be a pretty girl.
Yeah.
And that's like, this is what annoys me when people online are, when people say like, oh, Samus is trans, and then other people are like, you're just fucking get out of here, wokies, whatever. It's like, you are so stupid and so bad at media literacy if you can't play the game where a complete body disguising suit person is going through, and then at the end they reveal to be a beautiful woman at the end. Like, if you can't understand on any level why that would be like that trans people could like see themselves in that, you have like the worst media literacy I've ever experienced. You're a fucking child. So
you people better pray I never get my hands on the show, because it is going to be so woke. It is going to be so woke. You're going to open a bag of Skittles and they're all going to be gray afterwards. You're not even going to know.
I'm going to literally do the fucking Jenny going, oh, Brad, I'm glad your top surgery went good. How'd your bottom surgery go? And Tuck is like this, I'm a communist. I'm going to do that word for word in an episode if you let me get our hands on this. I swear to fucking God. Like, honestly, to be fair, though, that does sound like a bit they would do.
Yeah.
It sounds like a bit. I can hear, but I'm a communist from Tuck's voice right now. Like, I can hear it. I'm a communist. What a good show. I'm glad we just talked about this instead of whatever we talked about before. I forgot.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I will say, this show, it's definitely like in my probably like top 5 Nickelodeon shows, maybe like higher up. I would say like SpongeBob, is the obvious one. Too bad we'll never do an episode on SpongeBob. Just we'll never do that.
I think this one is my favorite, but I'm just a little less cartoon filled than I know you two are.
It's crazy you listen to the Buffoon cast and not be cartoon filled.
Listen, it's great because then I get to know stuff about like things I don't know. Also, like I don't know shit about Justice League.
You're gonna get cartoon pilled. Me and Wyatt are gonna talk about like nonsense fucking information we have about cartoon. Oh shit! Before we go, I do have to talk about this because it's important to the show. We didn't talk about a lot of the people behind the scenes. We talked about the voice cast.
We talked about Rob Renzetti and
I do want to talk about Rob Renzetti's history because it's really fucking interesting. Rob Renzetti, of course, worked at Cartoon Network. He worked on several shows. Two Stupid Dogs, which we covered. We hated it. Dexter's Lab, Pop-Up Girls, Samurai Jack, Fox Film, all that yada yada yada. Great shows. However, here's a big thing about him that's really cool. He was a classmate with Genndy Tartakovsky. And also a roommate of Genndy Tartakovsky. They lived together, which I think is so interesting how similar but in different directions their art styles are. I think it's really neat. I think also that makes it way more likely we will get a new show from John Renzetti that's really big. Because Genndy Tartakovsky has dirt on someone. Because they keep letting him make shows. He just got another show greenlit, Wyatt, by the way.
That's fucking crazy. The fact that he deserves it. He's like a genuine, legend. But like, I'm just mad that Craig McCracken couldn't get any of his shows pitched, and he had to go and do a fucking reboot of Foster's Home.
But we will see Rob Renzetti again on Cartoon Network because he is an animation director on a lot of episodes of Symbionic Titan.
Yes.
So we will be coming back to him. He also is executive producer on Big City Greens, which is a show we're big fans of. Love Big City Greens. Really funny show. And he also is a writer, director, and a producer on Kid Cosmic, another show we talked about.
It's weird that he wasn't involved with like Primal.
It is.
And like some of the Unicorn, like the other like later Kennedy shows. But I guess like it's weird. I guess he was like working on Symbionic Titan and like MLP and like that and whatever, like that kind of stuff then, and then wasn't working on Wander Over Yonder, and then went to Kid Cosmic after that, and then was helping on that, and then wasn't, because he was helping on that, he wasn't working on Primal.
I will say, if you do like this show and you like the like pseudo superhero-ness of it, definitely watch Kid Cosmic. The art style is like very reminiscent.
Please watch Kid Cosmic.
It's super good. It has like one of my favorite girl designs ever.
Oh man,
she's like she's black and she has curly red. Like she also is transgender a lot with it, like her vibe. It's really good. But I just want to talk about that. I just want to talk about like that history and stuff like that. And
just saying.
You know, Wyatt. This is why we come to the Buffoon Cast to talk about how sexy the moms are. You know, that's all it's about, honestly. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because we usually talk about like what other people do, and that's all I got.
Yeah, and that's like, I remember when when Friendship is Magic, My Little Pony was coming out, a lot of people were like, oh, this could be good because like Lauren Faust is working on it, Robert and Zeddy, you know, it's like all these Cartoon Network people were working on it, you know, and those first 2 seasons are kind of like the ones that people love the most, and then the varying degrees of gone downhill or whatever after the first 2 seasons. So the show went for 9 seasons, by the way, just in case you did not know or forgot. It's ended in 2019. Can you like imagine how different the world was in 2010 compared to 2019?
Yeah, God, I don't want to.
Yeah, that's just like disturbing. I guess Adventure Time was also like pretty long running as well. Know, from 2010 to. No. That's why we've said this before. We had to do like multiple episodes to talk about Adventure Time. There's no way we could do.
There's going to be a month. It's going to be a month of Adventure Time.
We just like talk about it like 2 seasons at a time.
3 episodes, dude. Fuck, man. I also wait, this is my actual real last thing. You guys we can all agree that like season 3 is hit or miss, right? All 3 of us can agree on that, right?
Yeah, I think Jenny's character at least stays consistently
Guess
good.
Who's a writer on season 3 in a few episodes?
Chris Savino.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, who would have thought the most divorced man who hates women?
And
I can't say
in
that.
a death cult. I feel like I bring this up every time we talk about him, but he is like a weird Christian guy in a death cult now, so...
I feel like it's also, like, we haven't talked about him in a long time. We could give him slander. Any episodes of season 3 of this show you don't like, Chris Savino definitely worked on. I'm saying it right now with no backing whatsoever.
Even if there's an episode he made that you like, no, he didn't. It was somebody else.
He didn't like it. Yeah, it was somebody else.
He didn't really contribute.
Yeah, he was just there, and then he's like, ooh, I want to make this one shitty.
Actually, let me...
And he locks it.
Yeah, but yeah, it's definitely like hit or miss in season 3, and I feel like it definitely peaks with Escape from Cluster Prime, which I think is like a really good, you know, big double length episode or quadruple length episode, whatever you want to call it, like a big 40-minute movie / special thing. I remember like as a kid thinking it was like really awesome and epic. And I think that
there are definitely, I will say about season 3, I think there's some really fun episodes.
For sure.
I really like Indestructible. I really like Histrionics. I love Girl of Steel.
You talked about the Ball and Chain, the one is like really good. Well, I was just gonna say, like,
I think it still hits more than it absolutely flubs. There's only like 1 or 2 episodes where I'm like, we didn't
looking
need
at
this.
the air dates though, it makes sense that like I didn't watch season 3 until later because it aired fucking 3 years after Escape from Cluster Prime. So I just thought the show was over, and then as like a teenager I found out, I was like, what, there's was season 3? And then, you know, like watched through that at some point.
And if I recall correctly, I think it actually aired in like Asian territories first.
It aired and
then came out here like years later. It was whack
in Asian territories. I wasn't really on the internet much in 2006, so it wasn't probably until like 2008 or 9 that I was like obsessively following cartoon people on like DeviantArt and like reading C.H. Greenblatt's like Chowder blog and you know,
and doing your very popular Pokemon fan comic.
I have a fun Rob Renzetti fact.
What is it?
So he's become like more of a writer in recent years. Like he puts out books, but he's been doing a My Life as a Teenage Robot serial for a bit.
That's cool.
That I meant to read for this and I forgot to.
It's fine.
And there has been like a lot of like
noise.
Yeah, about My Life as a Teenage Robot. There's been like merch and stuff that has been released. Like a few years back,
they've mixed her with
Miku. That which is great. There's been like
honestly,
that's great. There should be a Miku episode in the news.
Honestly, there is blood in the water. Cartoon Network's in a weak spot. Nick, there's blood in the water, babe. Come on.
I know. Yeah,
let's get going.
It's funny being a Cartoon Network themed podcast, and every week we're like, Cartoon Network is dead.
No, come on. This is not a fucking. We're not doing a eulogy over here. Let's stop.
Yeah.
Because listen, you say that, then I checked how many shows we got left, and I'm like, oh, we have 68, and then I saw 7 shows got greenlit. I'm like, well, We'll be doing this till
true,
I die.
Yeah. Let's see how many shows we have left to do is 89. So
killing you. Because
but
I guess
go ahead.
I'm gonna say I guess that's a good place if you have any more to say, Wyatt.
No, I think that pretty much wraps it up. Great time. Big thumbs up for My Life as a Teenage Robot. Big thumbs down for Robot Boy. Big hulking piece of shit. I think that's the worst show that we've talked about so far.
Oh, it is. Oh, I actually think it's cool because I think we haven't even shows like Two Stupid Dogs, right?
Yeah.
Has like a plethora of people who broke into the business working on that dog shit cartoon.
Mm-hmm. And we were like, there's some funny episodes here or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, High Puffy.
Yeah, it's just boring.
Same thing. We're like,
like. There's nothing.
This is a branch of the family tree that withered.
No, it's not a branch. No one worth anything really is connected to this as much. Like, Robot Boy's nothing. It's British and bad. Like, this is the worst show, and it's by a good measure.
Maybe
and like
the people that worked on that also worked on Gumball that we haven't gotten to yet. Just because they're both...
but you don't even like Gumball.
I don't like Gumball, but people like Gumball.
Right now, if you're keeping track, the worst show we've covered is Robot Boy. And across the hill with a steel chair ready to run in is Young Justice to win out. But we're not there yet, so we're gonna wait.
Robot Boy, Chop Sucky Chooks, and Young Justice are gonna fight to the death. In a fucking steel cage match.
Honestly, it is looking because spoiler for Young Justice, we got double guest off for that, baby. It's gonna be a bloodbath. Okay, fuck. Ava, thank you so much for being a buffoon.
Glad to be here. It means so much to me that when you wanted to talk about robots, you thought of me.
Is there? You said you're not like a cartoon person, so I assume there's not really any episode that comes to mind in the future that you'd be like, oh, I want to be on that as well. But of course, you're always welcome to come back on.
Yeah. We're genuinely at the point where I haven't watched any of these other shows.
Honestly,
that you've talked about.
If you want to and this would be a fun thing to do, if you want to start watching a cartoon further out now that you think is interesting but you haven't seen, and so you could be like a fresh eyes for me and Wyatt's decade-long nostalgia, that'd be fun.
As someone who is a video game and books nerd, I do have some really interesting set of fresh eyes. I've been saving Steven Universe for when I'm 70. I've never watched it.
No, you should wait. I actually do, Wyatt. I should
wait. I'm waiting for the retirement home. Wyatt, I think that'll hit then.
Wyatt, I do have a friend who always stood by me as my friend who loves Steven Universe even when I was talking dog shit. So we'll see. I'll talk to you about that.
Is his name Wyatt Phillips? Is that the
no, sorry, I have another friend, and she stood by me even when I was like, "This show fucking shucks." So maybe we could get her.
Yeah.
But
here's the thing that I am excited for, because I feel I'm not gonna make any bets, but I feel like there is a distinct possibility that you come to the show with a better understanding of, it's good qualities, is what I'll say.
Yeah, see, but I'm also a piece of shit.
Sure.
So I'll come on the episode and pretend like the whole episode is it'll suck. It's dog shit. Once we stop recording, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll just do that.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a couple guests in mind for Steven just because it's a big show, but
we should definitely do multi-parts of it. I think that'd be great if we I think Steven Universe should be broken up the way you do it.
I mean, I would love. I will say Steven Universe Future alone is one of my favorite things that have come out of Cartoon Network.
Ava, if you like some of the stuff, the vibes here in this show, I think it'd be hilarious if you as someone with no Ben 10 nostalgia watched Omniverse and then talk to us about the third series in the history. And don't watch the first two. I think that'd be the funniest thing you could possibly do.
I've never watched any Ben 10. I know the theme song because I hear it in
memes,
mashup sets sometimes.
But yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about
there's some other stuff that, maybe if we get to Robotomy or something like that way down the line,
all
then
right,
I'll be like, yeah, it's a robot show. Get on here.
Or even Symbiotic Titan. So it's the same guy too. So that might work too. Symbiotic Titan.
I actually did watch a little bit of Symbiotic
really
Titan. I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't that into it.
Well, you gotta watch more. Well, we'll
you should watch more of it.
We'll figure it out.
You should watch more of it, regardless of being on an episode about it. But either way, thank you for coming on. Plug yourself. Where can we find you, and what are you up to?
Yeah, what are you doing? What are you doing?
I have a Blue Sky account. I guess that's a little more personal. That's Avagard, AVAGARDE. And I post my art there. I'm writing. I'm gonna finally start publishing some books I wrote soon. I promise. But if you do like, if you like art, especially like sci-fi and robot art, I do a lot of that. And if you want something that's a little more focused on art, I have a Tumblr that's just for art, Swamp Canum, which is Swamp, CANUM. And I used to animate a little bit. Yeah. Maybe I'll do that again now that I have a decent computer.
Yeah, we're talking about cartoons.
Don't forget, you also I don't know, designed a tabletop RPG.
I did do that. Yeah. I do have. Yeah, I'm a little less focused on TTRPG stuff, but I had an idea in my head for a mech system about tiny mechs where you haul shit, and it's called Kernel. You can get it on itch. It's on sale. I think it might not be on sale anymore by the time this goes up, but it's only like $10, even if it isn't.
It is very fun. It's very fun. I was doing some playtests.
Get that one shot network to get on that. So.
All right.
Because it's a very I will say Kernel is a game I designed for resource management sickos. So take that into mind when you play it. It is very much like I was like, what if you and your team were like a bunch of Pikmin and you had varying strength amongst your guys to try to haul stuff.
And your little robots.
And your little robot. And I think the robots I drew are very good.
They're very good.
So, you know.
You're very good at the...
I'm a really good artist. I'm not going to be around the bush about this. I'm a really good artist.
Literally all three of us have been like doing a little pass around of draw a character in your art style, and it's kicked ass. Yeah. We've been having a great time over there on the internet doing that.
I will say that you posting about your writing and everything definitely got me back on the horse with, I needed to do another revision of my first book. And I just finished the first part of it. I'm doing the second, which is a bit more intensive. I'm deciding to be all right, I'm keeping the same outline, but I'm kind of just writing everything from scratch in the second part instead of just going through each chapter and revising it like I did with the first part. But yeah, it's been fun going through and re-experiencing my story and seeing ways that I've grown, ways that I'm nah, this still kicks ass, and just going through that. And then you wanted somebody to read your book that you had just finished editing, so I was I'll do it, and I'm 4 chapters in.
I think it's I think it's a pretty good book.
Yeah, so. Also, you guys got me to draw something that wasn't a vampire for the first time in a fucking decade. So shout out to that.
So all I'm saying, Morgan, is that if you want to join us in our writer's circle.
Nigga, I write fucking shitty little night romance.
I know.
Dude. You guys are writing these intense emotion. You guys are writing these intense cool sci-fi or cool adventure
our
fantasy.
Stories,
and I'm
I was gonna say,
oh my lady, I'm not allowed to seduce you.
Well, no, listen. There's some scary sex scenes. In my
that's what I mean. Yeah, I'm writing fucking longing and yearning in a lesbian way where a knight can't. Maybe that sounds funny.
That's probably in Ava's. So for me, I try to make it more something that you would.
I'm a little aromantic is the issue, so I definitely I like slow burn stuff. I appreciate it, but my sense mostly is I like the chemistry straight into fucking.
Yeah, that's good.
That's real.
I'm trying to. Anyway, actually, I want to make one last plea. If you're one of these sick fucks on the internet who's making art about one of the characters from the show we've been talking about today, I think maybe you should check out the stuff I make, because I made an adult Robot Woman, and that might suit you better.
And that's also, if you're a Robot Boy fan and you love Robot Boy art, you're a complete psychopath, and you need to be.
I'm hiding the DVDs in the middle of a freeway, so you could go and get those there if you like Robot Boy. I guess, where can you find me?
Yeah, where can you find you?
thought you wanted like me to answer.
You can find me at Girl Next Vor on Tumblr, on Blue Sky, and not on Twitter because Elon Musk is the N-word. And not the one that I say because I'm black, the other one for when you're racist. I mostly draw vampires or talk about vampires or give very ridiculous takes about things that don't matter at all. So if you like any of that, you can find me over there. I will give a warning over on Blue Sky. Cluster Prime is coming down to dismantle it and take all the robots away from Blue Sky once it's been destroyed. So you might want to hurry up and follow me over there before that plan happens. Wyatt, where can we find you?
You can also find me on Blue Sky. Waz Ranger, WAZP Ranger. It's mostly stream of consciousness stuff, but I do post about videos I'm making or this podcast. But we actually do have a Blue Sky account just for the podcast now, so I don't have to post about it as much. Either way, follow me if you want some updates on what we're doing. I'm usually just complaining about how there's no new trailer for Metroid Prime 4. Hopefully by the time this episode comes out, I'll be wrong about that, but not looking too good. We're like 2 months into the year now, and there's still no Nintendo Direct or anything about that, so whatever. Anyway, go on to It's Only Magic. For $1, you get Wow Cool Robot, which is me and my friend Wayne going through every single robot in existence. So if you like robots, check that out. Just $1 when we review these robots from 1 to 5 stars. And it's like 5 to 10 minute episodes. It's a good time. Check it out. We haven't done recording in a while because either Wayne has been sick or I've been sick or then Wayne has had personal tragedy or whatever. But he's back now. We're going to start recording this weekend at the time of recording this, which is like in February. And episodes will be coming at you hot. So big thumbs up. If you got $3 though, you can get this podcast a week early. So if you're listening to this on YouTube, you can get the next mystery episode for a show that I'm not going to reveal what it is. You can get that right now on Patreon. And but if you're on the Patreon right now and you're listening to this, thank you very much for your donation. And join us next. Again, thank you, Ava. Join us next time as we talk about.
My pleasure. Drum
roll, please. SpongeBob. See you there. All right.